Aquarius Rising, this is your month of February 2026 tarot reading. How's it going? How are you feeling? Too risky. You feel like it's not worth the risk, but opening your heart is a risk worth taking. All right, let's see how that applies to you. How are you showing up this month? Ooh, double aces, ace of swords, ace of wands. You're feeling very large and in charge, I want to say. You're feeling empowered. You've gotten a recent victory. You've got a new desire and motivation behind you. You're ready to put it into action, but yet too risky. Too risky. Okay, what do you have in February 2026 that applies to this circumstance? World reversed and the Nine of Wands. You're so close to finishing out a whole cycle and a pattern of something that you've been going through for a long time. You're so close, but you've still got your defenses up. You're still self-protecting. Very self-protective. Oh my God. Double the trouble on that one. All right. What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Thinking. Waiting for whatever is going to happen to me and not for me, and I need to do it, and God is taking forever, and you've entrapped yourself. Okay. So, overthinking whatever circumstance you're in, and we might get more detailed information on that as we progress, but like you have completely trapped yourself in this situation because you've spent way too much time thinking about something when you've got people like dream about having this type of energy, right? Like that they know they've got the facts, they know it's right, they have the inspiration, they've got the energy to do it, you got the desire, motivation, everything, all signs are go. But old habits die hard, and with you in this particular case, it's that defensiveness and just overthinking, right? What's on at home for you in February? Okay, there's a major ending regarding someone who is like a father figure. Someone might have passed. It could also be like a teacher or a guide, someone that is like you looked up to. That they were a major source of support, and that support is you definitely feel it missing. Okay, so and this is home and family, so they may not live with you or whatever, but like this person's absence is deeply felt by you. And yeah, and it's caused no small amount of anxiety and worry over, maybe even like how will you get along without their guidance and support, or like even considering your own mortality if someone passed. And yeah, it's bringing up a lot of dark stuff for you, frankly. And so, how are you acting and showing up? What's your self-expression? Again, protecting what's yours. And I will remind you that this is only four pentacles. This person could have so much more, but they've sequestered themselves away from society and from people and interaction with others to like hold on so tightly to what little they have. And just like the Wheel of Fortune reverse, you feel like luck's not on your side, timing's not on your side. You've been waiting for the right time, waiting for a sign. What else? What else are you doing in February 2026, Aquarius rising? Well, in regards to like your family, there's like this know-it-all energy, like kind of your, an Aquarian bad side of like very detached and cold and critical, and you're kind of treating it that way because you feel like you've got to juggle it all on your own. You're trying to reconcile two different needs here, and one of the needs is to be have this sense of independence and your own security and enjoyment, and then the other need is to respond positively emotionally to people. And that's so like crazy. I can't imagine that those two things could be in conflict with one another, but it's something that you're like really feeling right now of like, the sense of joy, like it can come from both places, but yet you feel like they're at odds. I think it's down to the self-protection because, like in the Nine of Pentacles, she's in a walled garden. She has everything that she needs. She's hyper independent. And then with the Page of Cups, like that is such a sweet and innocent and vulnerable card. Very emotionally vulnerable, like heart on my sleeve, crying, whatever it is, like vulnerability, big time. So that's why they're in, that's why you're having a hard time. And then, like, that's kind of like bled into, the relationship with their loved ones, whether that's like literally like, spouse and children, or whether that's like a friend group or whoever you consider to be your family, the people that have your heart, you have in your heart. You're having trouble reconciling those two things because as much as you want to be open and vulnerable and loving, you also feel like you need to protect yourself to enjoy security. What's going on at work for Aquarius Rising in February? At least you want to communicate with me. Your cards are flying out. That's just like not always the case. So there's an imbalance of power and fairness. Something's going on that is like kind of shitty. I think it has to do with a leadership figure. Where you have a good beat on the situation, but yet like this is what's going on, okay? Like there's something isn't right, and that like this isn't fair, and you have the intuition to know that it exists, even I would say the skill and talent to know what to do, but you're also stuck in a deadlock. And the deadlock is because it would require you to do something that's brand new to you. This is the risk. This is the risk card. Too risky. Risk card. Look at what a risk this motherfucker's taking. He's standing on the edge of the cliff. He's about to dive in. He don't have anything. He's got this little knapsack. Who knows if there's even room for a fucking sandwich in there? Dog's like, watch the fuck out, bro. Like this, the dog is what dogs you, right? In the tarot. And it's like, it's this. It's like, we need to protect ourselves. This is too risky, but like, even going back to like the picture in this card of this guy surfing, like, yes, there's risk inherent, but sometimes you have to take risks to have fun and to feel alive. And I think that's kind of what you're weighing on your heart right now. It's even in your job. Like, damn, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. All right. So the person that's closest to you, Aquarius Rising, your person in February, the person that matters the most, what are they up to? What are they doing in February? Okay. They are really reconsidering a change of they're thinking about changing out the plan. They aren't really forward looking at this time. The positivity with them is pretty lacking, I gotta say, really lacking actually, with the Queen of Swords reversed. There's a lot of focus on the forest for the trees. Then we also had the Emperor reverse. They're very critical, demanding. They want to take control of a lot of situations because there's a lot of fear and anxiety, and they're trying to control their environment. How do they see Aquarius rising at this point? How do they see them? I mean, they see you as being very independent and very capable and autonomous. And how does that make them feel? Like you're going to take from them more than they can get from you. They want an unconditionally loving interaction, and I do think that they have a lot of love for you no matter what you do, but there's some fear here about you like getting the upper hand in the relationship or the situation where you could take the money and run, or you could like stop giving them resources or support, or even remove yourself from their life. Like they're in a bad way. They're definitely needing your reassurance. And I would say at this point, with this level of mental anguish, it would be more of an actionable reassurance rather than just words. Okay, and then we've got the Judgment card. There's a new realization that's forthcoming here with you. Is that's your realization about them? What is that realization? That they have a lot of emotional support and love to give, and they're very sensitive and they're very vulnerable. And because of that, they're seeking either protection from you or at least an acknowledgement of how sensitive and how emotions based they are, that they feel one way one day and so they'll say and do things, but then they feel differently another day. And as a person that can be that way myself, one little thing that I like to say that pisses off my spouse is, it was true when I said it. I'd rather forget it, but the past don't matter now. And they're hoping you're so independent and guarded and protected too. And I think that they have a hard time cracking your shell. They need your understanding that, like, things are very changeable and mutable, and the way that you can understand them is through their their actions over time, rather than how they feel and then what they say based on what they feel on like a particular moment or a particular day. They need you to make space for them to be moody, period. All right, what do other people have that's affecting Aquarius right now? Page of Wands reversed. I mean, there's people that just can't communicate and don't make the effort to do so. They have a lot of emotional baggage. And how else? What else do they have that's affecting Aquarius rising? But they have a huge heart and are always willing to come in and save the day, to be a helping hand, to lead the charge, to make it right, and help people out, help you out. They're willing to like really help you shoulder a lot of your burdens too. And I think you need to know that. Like, they want this. They want you to let you help. They want you to let them help you carry some of these sticks back to the castle. Like, let's work together. You don't have to do this all on your own. Yeah, I may seem like an unstable person because of the way that I speak and respond, like it's very different to you. But there is stability in actions and in choices. A lot of stability, actually. If you look at the bigger picture, you'll see it. All right, what are you learning about Aquarius rising in February 2026? What are you learning about? What's there on the table for you to learn about? Okay, it may not be as easy, but you're learning that the only person you can control is yourself, and control requires the balancing of opposites and making compromises. You're also learning that the more you focus on the negative, the more you drive away these emotional connections. You feel like it's not worth a risk, but opening your heart is a risk worth taking. The more that you focus on the negative, the more it drives a wedge between you. And again, it does go back to like shouldering this burden. Hey, I've really been feeling that I need to follow, like, I've got this new idea and this new inspiration, and I want to progress with it, but I need your emotional support. I need your backup. There's these things that I have to attend to. It would mean so much to me if you could help me with them. Here's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling depressed and scared. I'm having anxiety. I'm really like broken up about this teacher and leader and father figure that I had that's no longer there to support me. And like, X, Y, like everything, like you've got to open up to your person. They want to help you share the burden. All right, what is crystallized and made real by the end of February? The moon reversed. You're going to get a lot more clarity. Emotions will be released. Again, this is a long time coming, and a long time to progress as well with the Eight of Swords. Like, it's going to take time. We're right at the beginning of a new major cycle, and it's going to demand different things from all of us. All of us are going through it. We're all in this together. So, whatever new things that you're also looking forward to, there's new challenges that you're being asked and called to approach and, you know, challenge directly, like something that's been like this closed off sense of wanting to protect your security. You know, that may have worked for you in the past, but like it's coming up now for a big reason. And you're not going to see this through unless you approach that with the intent to resolve it healthily. And that means changing behavior. All right. What is the larger group outside of the intimate relationships? What are they up to in February as it relates to Aquarius rising? There's a bit of a sneaky little strategy and a new way of doing things as well. People are taking on new methods of behavior to make themselves stand out, I want to say, like unusually for this. Even just be like a victim thing. That's so weird. So, because people don't want to work hard at something, they're going to be using a strategy of victimhood around you. And why does that matter? Let's bring this out. Because this is your card, the star, because it has a chance to force you to accept things that you shouldn't. And again, you're not going to get the support that you need. And again, you're going to have to carry the entire burden by yourself. That's the end of that story, period. When people are coming around to you and they don't want to put in the work and the effort, and they're using a strategy of like, oh, I need your help. I'm so, everyone's turning me away. I need you, this and that. Whatever that is in your wider circles, it's something that you need to know is not to your benefit to help them. It'll hinder you into just accepting mediocrity when you could have something really exceptional. All right, what can limit you if you let it in February? Knight of Pentacles reversed. Three of Pentacles reversed. And then the entrapment there with the star and the Lovers. So this is a little story that you're becoming more clear on about how there's part of what's entrapped your greatest growth and realization of your true self, of balancing these two holes between being vulnerable and authentic emotionally, but also having some level of security. Because you haven't been very steady on working on it, you haven't reached a level of mastery with it yet. And I think that there's definitely a path that you're meant to go on, a journey with someone. And breaking all of this down is what's critical to like living up to this potential. Basically, like you need to meet this person as an equal so that y'all can go on this shared journey together. And this relates back to this. This is your person here with the Two of Wands. This is like little sister to this card. And it's like we had a vision and now I feel like we can't do it because I'm like so worried that, you're just going to take everything from me. I feel like you're so cold towards me. You don't love me anymore. You feel like I'm too emotional, XYZ. You need to, at this point, face working on this vulnerability thing and taking the risk. And it's been such a long time put off for you that it may feel like you're going to make a lot of stumbles and it's going to feel quite uncomfortable. You may even find that people and even your person doesn't know, like you're scared of the heartbreak. Even your person may feel like, who is this? Like they're looking at you like they don't even know what to do when the first time that you really start to show a more vulnerable and emotional and delicate even side of yourself. And because of that, it has the chance, if you let it, it has the chance to actually rip out the security underneath you. You've got to stay centered in self, in the newfound clarity that you're building up one thing to reach a balance with the other, that your security isn't jeopardized by doing this. You're just adding to it. It's a little bit of a complex matter, but hopefully you know more about it than I do, being the person that's living it. So let's get a clarifying life situations just to get a little bit more like clarification. Sorrow heals. I mean, I got this for the last, but I'll bring it out. In heartache's shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised. Okay, I got actually the opposite one of that. So, in heartache's shadow, growth awaits. And we got the heartache card at the bottom of the deck, right? Boop. Let pain let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised. Let pain refine you. So it's like you feel because you care. And there's something beautiful in that and very healing. Soul whispers. Look beyond the words and hear what is really being said now. Especially with someone who has this level of emotionality, it's going to take a higher level of intelligence to discern what is really meant by it. And in the past, you might have approached this person of like, why don't you just mean what you say and everything? Well, like that's a matter for another reading. Like the way that like emotional thinking works, where it's in layers of like feeling and self-protection and childhood wounding and all kinds of things, and just trust that they're trying their best and they have so much to give to you. It's important that you use your intellect even to think about, okay, they're telling me that they're pissed off that I left the socks on the floor, but what are they really saying? That they feel like the situation isn't equitable, or that they are tired and want to have more fun. They're lacking in fun and enjoyment. Or that all they need from me is to joyfully step up and help them with this thing. They're reaching out, crying out even for help. So like you're going to have to do some level of interpretation with your person to see like what's really happening, because what they're saying, if you take it at face value, is not going to align at all with how they're really feeling. And they're worth it. They're worth doing that for. Just like you were worth sticking around for, even though you weren't giving anything vulnerability. That's their love language, like, so it's a big lesson to learn, and a big challenge, and with every big challenge there are big rewards. Look around and find some signs. The universe is speaking to you. Stop caring about what they think. This is your life to love and live. When it's down to too risky, I mean, the universe has signs for you to give you confirmation that you're on the right path. Just ask. When you hear a certain song, when you're thinking about something, your eyes see a billboard or a license plate, or, whenever you're thinking and considering deeply these things that matter so much to you. And then like all of a sudden you're looking and then it's like, boom, here it is. Like that's your confirmation. There's signs to let you know you're on the right path. And then stop caring about what they think. This is your life to love and live. That's interesting that that's coming up for you. I think, if there's some part of you that is scared to fail in this new journey of being more vulnerable and more emotional, you've got so much love to unlock here. And this is the only way through. There's no other way around it. You've tried many other ways, they haven't been successful. So here we are, you know what you need to do. And hopefully that was helpful to you. Again, thank you so much for being here. If you like that, I'm also doing relationship readings for Venus signs in the middle of the month. And then I'm going to do a 2026 full year reading coming up soon. Please like and subscribe. It helps me so much. I'm just come back after not doing a reading for an entire year, and I'm trying to build momentum, and every little bit of appreciation helps. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.